The diplomatic shuttle descended through Zephyria's crimson atmosphere, and Commander John Chen couldn't help but notice how Dr. Elsa Voss's auburn hair caught the alien sunlight streaming through the viewport. She was reviewing the xenological data with that intense focus he'd come to admire over their 6-month voyage. "The Zephyrians are a matriarchal warrior culture," Elsa said without looking up. "Their females choose mates based on demonstrated strength and resource acquisition. Basically, the more territory you control, the more desirable you are." "Sounds exhausting," John replied, checking their landing trajectory. "On Earth, I just needed decent cologne and the ability to cook pasta." Elsa finally glanced at him, one eyebrow raised. "Is that how you won over your last girlfriend? Bold of you to assume I had one." She laughed, that genuine, unguarded sound he'd heard maybe 3 times total. The shuttle touched down with barely a tremor, a testament to John's piloting skills. Outside, the sprawling crystal city of the Zephyrians glittered like fractured rainbows. The greeting party awaited them, 7-foot-tall humanoids with skin that shifted between purple and silver, their 4 arms adorned with metal bands that denoted military rank. The lead warrior, who introduced herself as Commander Thraxis, towered over both humans. "You are the Earth ambassadors?" Thraxis's universal translator rendered her clicks and whistles into flat, accented English. "You seem small." "We make up for it in audacity," John said cheerfully. The negotiations began poorly. The Zephyrians wanted Earth to surrender mining rights to 3 asteroid belts. In exchange, humanity would receive protection from unnamed threats in this sector. Elsa, fluent in 17 languages and holder of 2 PhDs in interspecies relations, tried every diplomatic angle. The Zephyrians remained unmoved. By day 3, tensions ran high. John and Elsa retreated to their assigned quarters, a crystalline suite overlooking the planet's twin moons. "They're going to reject the treaty," Elsa said, pacing. Her frustration made her hair practically crackle with static. "Earth needs this alliance. The Kaveri swarm is expanding, and we can't fight them alone." John watched her move back and forth, backlit by the alien moons. Something twisted in his chest. Something that had been building since they'd shared that emergency ration pack during the meteor storm, since she'd fallen asleep on his shoulder during the long transit through dark space, since she'd smiled at his terrible jokes when no one else would. "What if," he said slowly, "we gave them what they actually want?" Elsa stopped. "We can't give them the asteroid belts. Earth needs those resources." "Not that. What if we demonstrated human capability in terms they understand?" He stood, moving to the window. Below, Zephyrian warriors trained in combat formations. They respect conquest, territorial acquisition. What if we showed them what one human could accomplish when properly motivated? "John, we're scientists and diplomats, not conquerors." He turned to face her, and something in his expression made her breath catch. "Elsa, do you know what I realized during this trip?" She shook her head slowly. "That I'd do anything for you. Anything. These Zephyrians want someone who can demonstrate strength, someone who can conquer." He stepped closer. "For a kiss, I'd jokingly conquer this entire planet for you." The air between them seemed to vibrate. Elsa's eyes widened, her lips parting in surprise. Then something extraordinary happened. Her hair, her ordinary auburn hair, suddenly ignited in brilliant blue fire, not burning but glowing with an ethereal flame that cast dancing shadows across the crystalline walls. Her knees buckled slightly, and John caught her elbow. "What?" she gasped. The door burst open. Thraxis stood there, her 4 arms raised in what could only be described as shock. Behind her, a dozen Zephyrian warriors had prostrated themselves. "The resonance!" Thraxis breathed. "You carry the resonance!" John kept his arm around Elsa, whose hair still blazed with blue fire. "Someone want to explain what's happening?" Thraxus approached slowly, reverently. Once every 1,000 cycles, a being appears who can channel pure emotional energy into visible form. It is the rarest gift in the known galaxy. The last resonant united 7 warring systems. She looked at Elsa with something approaching awe. What triggered your awakening? Elsa's voice was shaky. He said he'd conquer a planet for a kiss. And you believed him, Thraxus said. You believed him so completely, felt such intense emotion, that your latent ability activated. The Zephyrian commander turned to John. Human male. Do you understand what you've done? John pulled Elsa closer protectively. Made a romantic gesture? You've bonded with a resonant. In our culture, the mate of a resonant is considered to have conquered not through force, but through the strength to inspire absolute devotion. It is the highest form of power. Thraxus actually bowed to them both. Earth's alliance is guaranteed. More than that, every system in this sector will seek your favor now. Over the following hours, as Elsa's hair gradually returned to normal, though it occasionally sparked blue when John stood too close, they learned the truth. Humans were rare in the galaxy, and this particular genetic trait, the ability to manifest as a resonant, was rarer still. The Zephyrians not only agreed to Earth's original terms, but offered military support, trade agreements, and technology transfers. That night, back in their quarters, Elsa sat on the edge of the bed, running her fingers through her hair. You know you didn't actually have to conquer anything. John sat beside her. I know, but I meant what I said. Maybe not literally conquering a planet, but Elsa. He took her hand. I'd do anything for you. Her hair sparked blue again, just a flicker. She laughed, and this time he'd heard that laugh 100 times before, but it felt new. You just accidentally secured humanity's future in this sector because you have terrible timing for romantic confessions. So about that kiss, he said with a grin. She kissed him, and her hair blazed like a supernova, casting blue fire across the walls, a beacon visible from the city below, a symbol that would be remembered in Zephyrian legend for generations. The human who conquered through love, and the woman who burned with the power of the stars. And Earth? Earth finally had its place among the cosmic powers, all because a man made a ridiculous promise, and a woman believed him enough to set the universe on fire.